Mae e wedi gwneud ei benderfyniad. A does neb yn gallu dadlau ag e.
Screwfix Sprint, yn noddi pêl-droed ar S4C.
Pencampwyr uwch gyngrau'r Cymru, y Seintiau Newydd. Gol wych i Jiws!
Y Seintiau Newydd ydy pencampwyr uwch gyngrau'r Cymru.
Michael Wilde yn ergydio, yn rhwydo.
A'r Seintiau Newydd yw pencampwyr uwch gyngrau'r Cymru. Mae nhw sy'n gosod y safon o blwyddyn. Nhw sy'n neud i, nhw sy'n gadathlu. Draper, heibio i Enzi. Yw hynny golygu'r bencampwriaeth. Y Seintiau Newydd yw pencampwyr uwch gyngrau'r Cymru. A Wilde sy'n selio'r bencampwriaeth i'r Seintiau Newydd. Am y chweched tro, am y seithfed tro, dyma'r degfed tro.
Pencampwyr uwch gyngrau'r Cymru. Y Seintiau Newydd.
Hyfryd gan Eiron Edwards i lwybr Draper. Nôl at Eiron Edwards. Mae'n mynd i hyn! A na chi gol! Ac unwaith eto, y pencampwyr ydy'r Seintiau Newydd. A mae Ben Clark yn gosod i stamp. Pencampwyr 2021-22, y Seintiau Newydd.
Ei, o bell, o! O, na chi daran o ergyn.
Sistovic, tot Redmond y gyfle fan hyn. A mae Smith ar y postyn pellach yn sgorio'r gol.
Os ydych chi'n credu bod y coroni'n digwydd yn yr haf, bydd fi newyddion i chi. Efallai, bydd na coroni heno. Dim brenin, ond tywysogion TNS, pwynt sydd angen ar y Seintiau Newydd i gipio'r bencampwriaeth. A hynny am y 15fed tro. A hynny hefyd yng Nghartre, yr unig glwb sydd wedi dod yn agos iddyn nhw yn ddiweddar. Connah, sydd wedi synnu'r Seintiau gan ennill y bencampwriaeth ddwywaith yn y blynyddoedd diwetha. Mae'r Seintiau yn ôl. Cadw cwmni fi heno, Mark Lloyd Williams, fel sa'ch chi fe fyna, yn sgorio cwpl o goliau. Rhai o'r 319 sgoriau yn ei yrfa. Dau bencampwriaeth gyda'r Seintiau, Mark. Atgofyn Melys fan yna?
Oedd mi o'na. Si'n ennill o Bangor 95, ond chys i'n dathlu oedd yn di symud i Stockport, ond di ennill i sgorio'r gol. Enillodd y bencampwriaeth na yn ôl yn 2005 lawr yr Owain Dew yn Nghaerfyrddin.
Ie, mae'r hyn luniau, mae'n wych gweld nhw. Beth am y fersiwn yma, dosbarth 2023 yn gallu cipio'r bencampwriaeth heno?
Yn di, siwr yn meddwl, wedi cael pwynt fo'n angen, ond mae'n siŵr fydd Neil Gibson a'i dîm yn benderfynol bod y Seintiau Newydd ddim yn dod yma yn dathlu heno a bod yn gorfod disgwyl o leia wythnos arall, ond ia, maen nhw'n dîm cryf, dydy, maen nhw'n llawn amser, ond ia, fydd Connah yn di wneud ti'n anodd iawn, wedi gadi'r cae ddim y gorau, dwi'n meddwl, felly wneud ti'n asiwtio y tîm cartra.
Ie, so unrhyw un yn gallu gwneud un anodd iddyn nhw. Connah yw'r rheini. Dyma'r tabl i chi i danlinellu y sefyllfa. Dyma pam maen nhw'n gallu cipio'r bencampwriaeth, 17 pwynt yn glir. Connah di agor rhyw fwlch bach rhwngddyn nhw ar clybiau sy'n ceisio sicrhau'r ail safle na, felly maen nhw'n brwydro am bopeth hefyd. Digon o gemau i ddod wrth gwrs penwythnos yma, yn ogystal â hon. Gemau fori hefyd. Un gem arall heno, mae'n un bwysig yn y gwylodion. Carnarfon gartre yn ebyn Aberystwyth. Aberystwyth 4 pwynt i ffwrdd o safle fydda'n sicrhau diogelwch erbyn hyn. Dyna'r sefyllfa o ran y gemau eraill. Dewch i ni glywed gan y gŵr sy'n gobeithio dathlu pencampwriaeth arall. Sy'n ei dathlu gyda'r Seintiau. Oedd e hyd yn oed gyda Connah fel aelod o'r tîm y fforddi. Pan mae'n eich nhw'r gyngrau'r ddwywaith. Craig Harrison.
Craig, here we are. A big night. Just 1 point needed to get your hands on the league title. But is that easier said than done when you've got to come here?
Yeah, it is. They've got a fantastic record here, and they've had one for 5, 6, 7 years, from when Andy was here originally. So it's something that they take pride in. They obviously, they're not going to want to have their closest rivals come and take the trophy on their patch. So yeah, it is. It's going to be a very tough game, whether it was for title decider or not. It's going to be a tough game.
Connah's Quay, they're not on their best run of form at the moment. Are you surprised by that?
Not really. I don't think they've been beat many. So it's the hardest thing in football is to score goals. We know that, and Connah's Quay are very, very good at keeping the ball out their net as well. So they're not going to lose many games, full stop. So it's always a challenge to come here and try and score goals, which it's been close, hasn't it, this season? The first game just before I come in charge was 1-1, then 1-1 here, and then obviously we beat them 2-1 at home. So they've always been a close game, and, it's no doubt it'll be a close game again tonight.
You've spoken a lot recently about the importance of taking these opportunities in front of goal. Just how crucial is it that you do that tonight? Yeah,
it is. Like I said, just because what I've said, Connah's Quay don't give you many chances. So the opportunities we get, we need to make sure we're clinical. We've scored a lot of goals this season. I think it's 87 or 89 we've scored this season. And I think the previous season that was beaten was the 16-17 season when we scored 101 goals. So that's our aim. To break the 100 goals, but it's not a place where you're going to come in and get an awful lot of opportunities.
Craig, diolch yn fawr, pob lwc.
No problem, thank you.
Mae fe'n gwybod yn union beth sy'n disgwyl y seintiau newydd heno. Craig Harrison o fewn pwynt i'r bencampwriaeth. Dyma pam ond nhw'n chwarae nos lun yn erbyn y Bala. Milfed gêm yn uwch gyngrau'r Cymru hefyd. Gath honni gohirio nos Wener diwetha. Mae tywydd o wahanol iawn, ac sydd yna eira bob man penwythnos diwetha. Siŵr bod chi'n cofio hynny. Ryan Brobl gath y gynta, tipyn o ymdrech gan Leo Smith cyn hynny. Brobl yn cael tymor gwych, Mark.
Yndi, dwi'n meddwl 4 gol ar 10 a di creu 15 yn y gyngrair y tymor yma wrth gwrs, ac Bala'n dod yn gyfartal yn y fan yna. Mae'n siŵr bod nhw'n llygedi wedyn triphwynt i gisio cael bwlch ar yr ail safle yna, ond y seintiau newydd sy'n gael y funud ola. Ryan Asfalt yn cipio'r triphwynt, a dyna pam maen nhw dim ond angen pwynt yma yn y dechrau gorfod dod i ennill y gêm yno.
Mae'n teimlo'n anorfod braidd. Fi'n gwybod bod nhw'n broffesiynol, ond os na fwy iddi na hynny hefyd i gael y cymeriad i ennill gemau'n hwyr?
Oes, mae'n angen gael y cymeriad, ond ti'n cael amser i ymarfer yn ddyddiol, dadansoddi tîmau, dadansoddi y gwrthwynebwyr ti'n chwarae, fel amddiffynwyr, fel ymysodwyr, yng nghanol Quay, patryma. Mae'n cael digon amser ar y maes ymarfer, ac dyna pa maen nhw'n benasgwydda yn well na mwyafrif yn y gyngrair, ac os wnaethon ennill y gyngrair, fydd hi'n heiddiannol ar ddiwedd y dydd.
Gewn ni weld beth sy'n ddifur, y tabl diweddar, y 6 gêm ddiwetha yw hon, jyst i dan yn echi, beth sy'n digwydd i Quay Connah, fel un byddai'r tabl, tas ydy jyst yn cymryd y 6 gêm ddiwetha, achos bod nhw'n ennill yn ebyn y seintiau fan hyn, ildion hwyr, ond nhw'n agos iawn iddyn nhw'n tabl adeg hynny. Beth sy'n wedi newid?
Ia, gormod y gêm y cyfartal. Dwi'n meddwl 3 o'r 4 gêm dwytha mae Quay Connah di chwarae, di bod yn gyfartal.
Un o'r un, ma'n hoffi'r sgwr.
Yndi, wrth gwrs, ond dyna ti'n colli 2 bwynt yn syth, a wedyn mae'r seintiau newydd yn ennill. Dwi'n meddwl un maen nhw wedi golli yn ddiweddar a drwy gydol o tymor lawr yn y Met, ond ia, maen nhw'n gynnwyr o'r habit nad oes o ennill gemau yn gyson yn wythnosol. A dyna, oedd Quay Connah yn arfer i wneud o dan Andy Morrison. Oedden nhw'n sgorio goliau hwyr i ennill gemau, ac mae'r rolwyn di troi nôl teg at y seintiau newydd.
Ydy. Pwynt sydd angen heno, cofiwch, ond fydd Quay Connah eisiau sbwylio'r palti. Dyma'i rheolwr nhw, Neil Gibson.
Neil, TNS just need 1 point tonight to secure the league title, but I'm guessing you're going to do everything you can to make sure that doesn't happen.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, we've got a proud group of players who've won this league. 5 or 6 of them have won this league a couple of years ago and pipped TNS to it. All credit to TNS, the way they've really pushed on, in terms of finances and resources and the recruitment in the last 2 seasons. And deservedly, they will at some point win this league. We want to do our very utmost to make sure that's not this evening. We know the odds are against us because ultimately, there's a reason they haven't lost more than once this season. However, we've come close to beating them on occasions and we've drawn with them and beat them on penalties. So we're hoping tonight can be the night that we beat them in 90 minutes.
Yeah, a draw would be enough. Speaking of draws, it's a bit of a theme for Connah's Quay at the moment. 7 of your last 10 games have ended in a draw. Has that been frustrating for you?
Yeah, really frustrating because we've created enough opportunities in those games where we felt that we should have probably won 5 or 6 of them. And if we had have got ourselves over the line with that, we'd be a lot closer to TNS and we'd be a lot further away in second position. And that's where we're aiming for now. As much as it's, tonight's going to be about TNS, we've got our own targets that we're aiming for, and we want to try and pick up the results today. We hopefully turn the results today in our favour and try and push forward with our, push for second place in Europe.
Neil, thank you very much. Good luck.
Diolch yn fawr iawn.
Neil Gibson, diolch yn fawr gan Neil Gibson ar y diwedd fyna. Mae wedi sôn falle wneud y gyfaliad yn Gymraeg cyn diwedd y tymor. Mae Bryn Thomas ar ei ole. Pwynt teg fyna, mae fe'n gweud cwpl o gemau cyfartal yna, ennill cwpl o'r reina, bydden nhw'n gwbl glir yn ail. Mae'n anodd dadled hynny fod yn deg da Neil Gibson.
Yndi, mae hi. A dyna pam ni'n bwysig fod nhw eisiau ennill y gêm hyn yma. Wrth gwrs, i gisio agor bwlch cyn i'r tîm eraill chwarae pnawn fory. Mae gyda 5 gêm ar ôl hyn yma yn weddill. Da ni'n gwybod mae'n achos ynglyn â pen y bont, efallai bod nhw'n wedi golli pwyntiau, ond sy'n neb yn gwybod hynna eto. So maen nhw'n gorfod ennill gema, oherwydd fi Neil Gibson angen bod yn, a'i dîm angen bod yn Ewrop trwy myna.
Ie, Ewrop yn wobr fawr. Marc, diolch yn fawr iawn am y cwmni, am y tro. Mae Marc yn mynd i ymuno gyda'n tîm sylwebu ni. Dyna'r lle ni'n mynd nesaf hefyd. Mae yna sylwebeth yn Saesneg hefyd. Bryn Thomas a Siôn Meredith. Mlaen yn Saesneg, heno English language commentary is available as well. Ond yn ei draw i'r pwynt sylwebu, William Atwood Williams yn ymlwybro draw yn disgwyl amdano fe. Y ddau sy'n disgwyl amdano nhw bob wythnos. Braf iawn cael eu cwmni nhw hefyd. Draw ni at gyn ymysodwr Cymru, Mr Malcolm Allen and Nick Parry.
Thank you, Dylan. And with 6 games left of the season and the new Saints 17 points clear of second place Connah's Quay. A point here tonight would be enough to secure back-to-back league titles for Craig Harrison's men. And having won 9 of the last 11 titles, Connah's Quay winning the other 2 incidentally, the new Saints could be crowned champions of Wales for the 15th time tonight, which is an incredible record. They've lost only 1 of 26 league matches this season. And winning the title here at the home of their main challengers over the past few years would be the perfect scenario. Team news, Neil Gibson. He makes 3 changes from the team that drew 1-1 with Penybont in the last match. Benched are Ryan Harrington and Mike Hayes. Mike Wilde is suspended. In comes Callum Brackley, Joe Malkin and Aaron Williams. Whereas Craig Harrison, the TNS manager, makes 1 change from the team that gained that late 2-1 victory against Bala Monday evening. With John Routledge on the bench, Chris Marriott comes in.
Yeah, as you were saying, Bryn, 3 changes to Connah's Quay. Most notably is that of Wilde, who is obviously suspended tonight. The back 3 will remain the same, with Williams and Brackley potentially moving back into a back 3, but the talk is that they want to attack TNS and make them not work out of the back. The new Saints, the back 4 remains constant. In comes Marriott to left back. But for me, it's the goals. It's the goals between McManus and Brobel that could be the difference tonight. Josh Williams, 13 appearances in the Welsh Prem to date. No goals, but still young, only 18. He's one of the guys who have made Mark Jones's Cymru C squad that will play against England C next week. But one to watch. And here he is, the man of the moment, Chris Marriott. But he could tonight become the most decorated player in Welsh Premier history. A point will make sure that he has 11 league titles, and he's still only 33.
Phenomenal record. Well, recent form suggests that the visitors should secure the point required this evening. The referee, by the way, is Mr Hugh Jones from Llanrhaeadr Mochnant. He's refereed Connah's Quay 4 times this season, by the way, and they've won every time that he's refereed. I don't know if that's a foretaste of things to come, Sean.
Could well be.
And a lovely fact that I found in one of the national newspapers this morning. If the new Saints win this evening or gain that point that they require, they will become the first league winners in Europe this season. They're playing in their away colours, by the way, in a sort of a greyish colour. and it's Blaine Hudson with possession. And looks as if they're lining up as we anticipated, with 4 across the back. Hudson to Ryan Astles, whose late goal gave them the victory against Bala on Monday night. Marriott with his first touch, ball down the line, looking for the run of Danny Redmond. Redmond on Monday evening, Sean, he was playing in the left back position with John Routledge at the base of the diamond, but with Chris Marriott coming in, Redmond now moves into midfield.
Yeah, it's the usual shape and the usual personnel coming back in. Redmond, he's absolute class on the ball. Everything he touches almost turns to gold. He links the play so well for the New Saints. And he obviously did a job on Monday night at left back, stepping in, but he's in his preferred position tonight.
And it's the visitors with the momentum in the early stages here. Redmond's in there once again. And foul. TNS, by the way, they won 8 of their last 10 league games, as Mark and Dylan were discussing before the match. Connah's Quay on a poor run of form by their standards. Only 1 win in their last 8 in the league. And all the signals, all the signs point towards the New Saints. That they can do enough this evening. Marriott. Astles. The discussion we were having before the match, Sean, was the surface, of course, that it's a leveller in this case, isn't it, with the New Saints used to playing on a 3 or a 4G pitch, and it's more bobbly in a way.
Well, yeah, I walked across the pitch just before we came on air, and it is a bit bobbly out there. Mark said in the pre-interview with Dylan that the ball will possibly bobble up, and the New Saints possibly not used to that, but they've been here before. The one thing I would say is it's always been a tight affair between the two teams, despite the poor form of Connah's Quay at the moment.
Good play there by Joe Malkin. He just beat 2 TNS players, but Jack Kenny, we're right in line, we're right on the halfway line here, and Jack Kenny had just straight offside.
Yeah, he was offside. As he said, we could see the line that was being played. It's one of those where the linesman has to let the play develop and then put his flag up.
Marriott up with play, opportunity to get the ball in, but offside flag goes up, and it was Declan McManus, league's top scorer. Hasn't scored in the last 4 appearances, but he's not short of confidence.
He's one of those, I think he's taken the New Saints to a different level. The types of goals he scores a lot of goals within the 60-yard box, but he's also not afraid to strike from distance, as we've seen this season, and he'll be disappointed that he's just strayed offside there. It was a good ball in by Marriott.
Andy Firth in goal for Connah's Quay this inning. Both keepers, by the way, the only ever presence on the pitch tonight, having started every single game. Andy Firth and Connor Roberts. Connor Roberts, of course, in the Wales C squad for the match at Altrincham on Tuesday evening, that you can see with us here on Scoria. Hudson to Astles. Marriott. Hudson plays the ball, looking for the run of Leo Smith. This is Paulo Mendes. Mendes. And it's a ball for Jack Kenny to chase, and he got there. There's a touch possibly on Connor Roberts, but showed his speed there, did Jack Kenny. Astles looking for Danny Davis. Davis, lovely ball, but Josh Daniels just couldn't capitalise, and it's Callum Brackley. Mendes once again. Malkin. Mendes. Oh, good touch by Mendes. Mendes, strong run. It, just cut out by Chris Marriott. I just feel, Sean, that final ball from Connah's Quay maybe could catch the TNS defence out.
Yeah, I think you're right, but they are looking possibly to look to counteract. As we see here now, they've gone to a back five already, letting TNS gain the possession. Never listen to a manager before a game. He's never going to tell you the truth, is he? But no, they do look as if they're going to absorb some pressure from TNS and possibly look to hit them with a bit of pace from Jack Kenny, as he said, running the front line for Connah's Quay.
But Mike Wild's a big miss tonight.
Yeah, I mentioned him when we were looking at the formations. If you're going to lose one person, you don't want it to be him, because he is the type of player that can change. He can nick a goal. Far post. How many times have we seen Mike Wild just popping up, getting the goal that you so require? Yeah, big loss to Connah's Quay.
Mike Wild suspended tonight, having accumulated 5 yellow cards. And I think Ryan Astles will be quite happy that he's not there, as Malkin just ventures offside. Ryan Astles, he felt Mike Wild's elbow recently, which saw Mike Wild see the red card.
And he would have loved to have stopped the New Saints getting the point and winning the league here on his home ground.
Former New Saints player, of course, Mike Wild. Everybody bar the TNS keeper in the Connah's Quay half at the moment is Dan Williams. He picks the ball up and it just runs out of play on the far side. I suppose it's the pattern, Sean, is as we would have expected, with the New Saints getting the lion's share of possession.
Yeah, I think they're possibly looking just to, absorb pressure, look to frustrate the New Saints. The longer it'll go along, I think, they'll want a goal just to get that little comfort, the New Saints, and make sure that they get the point that'll take them over the line. But at the moment, I think Neil Gibson has set his team up. We're going to frustrate them, let them play in front of us. There we go, straight to a back five, crowd the area, make it really difficult for the New Saints to break them down.
Aaron Williams on the far side just loses out there. And just manages to clear the ball upfield. It's a throw in to the New Saints. Hudson. Williams just orchestrates things in midfield as the Swansea City low knee. There's an opportunity here to get the ball into the far post, looking for McManus, and it's just cleared away. It was Callum Bratley who was there, and a combination of Callum Bratley and Paulo Mendes. And there's a suggestion of a handball in the box, but Mr. Jones, no, nothing doing.
Yeah, it's a deep cross. Does well just to guide that away from danger. And then Mendes does the clearing up.
So 9 minutes played here at the D-side Stadium, where Connah's Quay departing, of course, next season. Connah's Quay going to be playing their football at Caer Castell in Flint, so it'll be another grass pitch lost from the league, Sean, next season.
Yeah, well, it seems to be the trend at the moment, the way clubs can make an income out of 3G and 4G surfaces, having clubs train, or local clubs train, having use of it almost 24/7. Certainly as a generation, or gives the clubs an opportunity to make some money. I'm not sure if I'd have made a career out of work playing on 3G, but
how's that? Dodgy knees.
Well, I think the bounce was too true, to be honest. Brent.
10 minutes played, still goalless. McManus, can he change that situation? Also, Brobble, he was away. Just knew, didn't he, that Marriott was on the far side. Ball crossed in, falls to Danny Davis. Just couldn't control. That's good play, well controlled by Joe Malkin. He started the game well, hasn't he, Malkin? He's still young, is Malkin. And when he gets the opportunity, he really does turn up, does Joe Malkin.
Well, this is the opportunity. Good turn in there by McManus. Plays it into Brobble. And he just opens up to Brobble there. Could have taken the shot on, but he did the right thing in playing Marriott in.
14 goals for Ryan Brobble this season, 20 in all competitions. I think he's having one of the best seasons of his career at the moment.
Well, they've been scoring goals for fun, haven't they, the New Saints?
First, with the free kick, looking for George Horan. Josh Daniels, the Republic of Ireland player. Daniels does well under pressure. No foul by Mendes, according to Hugh Jones. And Callum Morris. Nash did well in a tight area there, did Ben Nash. Astles, and then on by Hudson. Danny Davis. It's a ball for McManus to chase, and he was just caught offside. That offside trap appears to be working well for Connah's Quay in the opening stages here.
Yeah, he's complaining. I think he's complaining of the fact that he was offside, came onto an onside position, and then made the run, which the linesman correctly gave offside because he originally started from offside position.
We'll be keeping an eye on the other match played tonight, Caernarfon against Aberystwyth in the bottom half of the JD Cymru Premier. Malkin just nods it on, away by Astles. Daniels determined.
Yeah, that's a big game in the bottom half of the league. Bryn. Aberystwyth desperate for points, and Caernarfon still chasing that 7th spot.
I tell you what, Sean, I'm really surprised that Aberystwyth are in the pickle that they're in. I've seen them a couple of times this season, and they've played okay, actually.
Yeah, it's a difficult one to put your finger on, really. But for me, the writing has been on the wall. You know, last year went down to the last game against Barry, which they secured their Premier status. But I don't know, it just seems to me this year things aren't possibly.
Oh, it's a good save by Firth, and it goes out for a corner kick.
Well, that's a cracking save by Firth. It was a Brobble that whipped it in, as I was talking about Aberystwyth. He cuts in on his right side here, and we've seen it so many times. Just cuts inside, gets his shot off early, and that's a cracking save.
It was a strong hand, wasn't it? That was a real strong hand from Andy Firth. Just flung himself to his left. Oof.
Well, he gets a bit of a fly over the ball. He gets a good connection on it, and there's a bend on it. And as you say, Bryn, that's a very good, strong hand.
And it's the captain, Chris Marriott, left-footed. He'll curl this one in. It's a deep one to the far side, headed away by George Horan. Brobble lifts the ball into the box again. Astles. It's a decoy run there, and Paulo Mendes, but Connah's Quay under pressure at the moment. The New Saints comfortable in possession. Marriott. Again, the play just increasingly away to our right. Williams. Redmond looking for McManus. Instinct straight away looking for the forward. Marriott. Danny Davis, one of 4 New Saints players who are in the Welsh C squad. McManus plays the ball around the corner, disappointing, out for a goal kick.
Yeah, and that's all down to the setup of Connah's Quay, allowing them to play deep. No space whatsoever for the New Saints to play behind Connah's Quay at all, with the 5 of them at the back, really concentrating the play. Difficult to break down then.
We've got Ryan Probble on screen here, Sean. He's got to be in the running for Player of the Season, not just for the Saints, but for the entire league.
Definitely one you'd go into any team, wouldn't he? He's obviously in the strongest team in the league, but he is one of those players that just stand out. And for me, it's the consistency of his performances. I know that separates the good players from the excellent players, is the fact that every Saturday or every Friday night they'll turn up and they'll be at least an 8 or a 9 out of 10, and that's what you get from him every single day.
Mendes, Danny Davis. You can hear the coaching staff telling him don't foul, and it's cleared away, and it goes out for a goal kick. 16 minutes played, and the New Saints doing what the New Saints need to do. Point enough to win their 15th title, and it'll be back-to-back league championships for the men from Parkhall. Astles, Hudson. Oh, looking for Marriott. Oh, lovely play to Brobble, lovely touch again. Marriott. It's just that telepathy between Ryan Brobble and Chris Marriott. Danny Williams falls again for Leo Smith. Square for Williams with the effort. And wide of the target by Dan Williams.
Well, if they'd scored that one, they'd have been there for at least goal of the month, goal of the season, because the interplay between Brobble and Marriott to start the move off. And if he only got a better connection on his left peg there, that would have been a top goal.
It was well wide in the end. That's another opportunity for the New Saints. You just sense, Sean, that the inevitable's on its way.
You do, but, you know, I think the tactics at the moment from Connah's Quay are working. They're just absorbing that pressure, and as we see now, looking to hit TNS on the counter. The big question to me is, obviously they're sitting back, is when are they going to start playing? You know, are they going to wait for possibly the classic 70th minute and then turn the screw and look to get the 3 points? Because at the moment, you know, New Saints are quite happy.
Yep.
They'll take that point and they'll lift the trophy.
Well, in the first half of the season, of course, the home side were leading here 1-0 against the New Saints until an equaliser right at the very, very end of the game after 95 minutes from Guion David. And it was all square here. David on the bench this evening. Redmond to Hudson. Danny Davis just providing width on the right-hand side, but it's Williams. Astles, oh, beautiful ball to Marriott looking for Leo Smith and McManus in the box, but what a pass from Ryan Astles.
What a pass, but what a run also by Marriott. He sees there's an opportunity to make the run. As you say, a very, very good ball into him, but Marriott, for me, makes that opportunity possible through the running.
Efforts by Brobble, takes a touch. Oh, well, we could see from here that took a toucher from the Connah's Quay players, but and that's what Craig Harrison's asking the fourth official. What on earth's going on here?
Well, it's one of those, isn't it? It's clear as daylight. We'll just see this just to confirm things, but yeah, it comes off his head. You can say by the direction of the ball, it takes a completely different direction, and you know, it's a poor decision.
Yeah, I think it came off Callum Morris.
There you go.
He has every right. He has every right to ask the question. As Brobble still doing the same as well. Astles carries the ball out to the back. Heavy touch by Ryan Brobble for once. And it's John Disney who just shepherds the ball out with Aaron Williams. Ryan Astles, I mean, he's 6'4", but he's a ball-playing centre-back. I mean, he scores with his head, but he's got that passing range as well, hasn't he?
Yeah, he certainly has. And one thing he does get, obviously playing for the New Saints, is he gets time on the ball. So with that, he can pick his passes and able to... Again, playing as a centre-half, you're able to see the whole picture in front of you. And especially with him having so much time on the ball, allows him to play those passes. But yeah, he's one of those centre-halves that you would love in any team, really. As you say, 6'5", did you say, Bryn? Big, strong, wins his headers, and can play.
You gave him an added inch there, Sean. You did.
An extra Weetabix.
Platform shoes. Platform football boots. Now, there's something for you. Hudson. Back to the largely unemployed Connor Roberts. And there's Dan Williams under pressure from Paulo Mendes.
Yeah, Mendes was caught in two minds there, because obviously there's a game plan. He's come right back to left back now, no, left wing back. There was an opportunity to press, and he was just like, oh no, I'm not allowed to do this.
McManus, or it's Daniels rather. Josh Daniels, who just ventured out onto that far side. Brobble plays the ball in field to Dan Williams. Williams, ball back into Brobble, takes a deflection, and it goes out for a corner kick. But the New Saints, they're knocking on the door.
Yeah, and everything seems to be coming down the left-hand side at the moment. Good into play again. Brobble sees the opportunity to make the run, finds him with a brilliant pass, and yeah, they're knocking on the door. No clear chances yet, Bryn. I don't remember the keeper having to... Well, except for the game of Brobble, an excellent save.
And it's Brobble who's going over to the far side. Just takes a quick one to Danny Redmond. Redmond whips the ball into the near post. An opportunity here for... it was Leo Smith with the effort. Took a deflection. Mendes just harried by Smith. Falls to Josh Williams. Williams does well. Now to the far side to Aaron Williams. Josh Williams to Aaron Williams. Williams dangerous in this position. He's got Josh Williams with him. Can he get the cross in? Good play by Danny Redmond. Excellent defensive work by Redmond.
Well, he's certainly playing left back now, Bryn.
Yeah.
But no, you're right. He's a flair player. He's one that can pick a pass anywhere on the pitch. And when you've got that and the attributes to track back, do a job for your team.
Aaron Williams now, he does have a long throw. Comfortable for Ryan Astles. The ball in the direction of Dan Williams from Ryan Brobble. And the New Saints just deal comfortably with the pressure there as Jay Catton and Neil Gibson just discuss tactics. And we passed the halfway point of the first half. Still goalless here at the Deeside Stadium, which is good enough for the New Saints as things stand. Firth shanked that one. And well, that's a cheap throw in to concede, and he concedes his mistake as well.
Could have spun back for a corner, the amount of spin on the ball there.
Marriott receives the ball back from Redmond. Flick by Ryan Brobble.
Not quite on the same wavelength there, but I like the idea.
Now remember, tomorrow, 2 o'clock, the big match from Paris. It's France against Wales. Final match of the Six Nations Rugby Club Rugby Rhyngwladol, 2 o'clock on S4C. Firth with the goal kick. Mendes looking for Jack Kenny, and again just dealt comfortably with at the back by Astles and Hudson. They look so comfortable, don't they, Sean?
Well, they do, and Jack Kenny really playing the lone striker against those two. Hasn't got much of a chance against that kind of defence, as we see him trying to great ball there.
Lovely ball to Josh Daniels. Daniels whips it in, falls to Danny Davis. Davis goes for the near post. We were behind that one all the way, and Firth had to go down smartly. Goes out for a goal kick.
Well, it was Ryan Astles with the ball. We've just been talking about the way he can spread the ball and spread TNS about the park. It's a great ball in. Touch is excellent. Gets the cross in. And then, as you say, Bryn, went for the near post. Possibly the wrong decision there. It's going to be bad goalkeeping, in my opinion, to be beaten on the front post from that kind of angle.
He's in a bit of trouble here, is Firth. It looks... Is it the hamstring?
Or is it the tactical 25 minutes on the clock and we need to have a chat and some water?
Oh, you cynic, Sean Meredith.
Well, here they come, all coming in like sheep.
Yeah, and they take the drinks break.
And the advice.
Yeah. Now, Connah's Quay, of course, Sean, they've got to win tonight, haven't they? I mean, will Neil Gibson be satisfied with how things are at the moment?
Well, yes, because that's the game plan. This is the game plan from Neil Gibson's men. Keep it tight. Go in half-time, 0-0. And I honestly believe, it's going to come to the 65, 70 minute, but maybe even 80, and they'll change formation. They won't go with the 5 in the back. They'll change the formation and possibly attack the New Saints, because, as you say, it's tight in the table. They are second on 50 points, but Penabont on 47, so they'll be looking for 3 points tonight.
Yep, because we still don't know what's going to happen with the possible point what's the word I'm looking for? Deduction. That's the word I'm looking for. The points deduction. They could be given 6. Possibly. There's that save that we saw earlier on.
Gets better and better, actually.
Yeah. Well, he's able to continue. They've got John Rushton on the bench, by the way, as a substitute keeper. Other substitution, you're talking about the changes, possibly you mentioned maybe 65 minutes. Options on the bench for the new for Connah's Quay, Mike Hayes. He knows where the back of that. And Ryan Stratulis, who's really creative. I'm surprised really that Stratulis hasn't started tonight.
I agree. The games I've seen him play, he's been one of the most creative players when on the ball, certainly.
Callum Morris. Now then, Astles under pressure from Kenny. And Kenny. Yeah, he didn't look at the ball, did he? Just barged into Ryan Astles, who didn't flinch. So still goalless. Suits the New Saints to a T. Williams. Astles. And I know I've used the word comfortable more than once, Sean, but that's exactly what the reigning champions and the prospective champions look at the moment.
Well, I'd love to see the stats. I mean, in terms of territory, I think I'd say at least 85% of the game has been played in the half of Connah's Quay.
Which is unusual here at the D-side stadium. As Danny Williams. Williams looks for the run of Ryan Brobble. Brobble, can he get to the ball before it goes out? And he does do that, and he gains and he wins the corner kick.
Yeah, it's tireless running, in fairness, from Brobbles. Yes, it's a great pass, but, this is probably the 5th, 6th run he's made into the channels. Unless he makes the run, the pass isn't on. And, the amount of work rate that takes out of you as a player is substantial, and he just keeps on going.
As we approach the half-hour mark here, it's yet another corner, and this time it's Ryan Brobble. This one will curl out towards the penalty spot area. And it's headed away by Callum Bratley. Brobble, he just feigned to get the cross, and comfortably collected by Andy Firth, who appears to be moving quite comfortably. So I think you were right.
Yeah, he's over whatever injury has struck him. Seems to be moving fine. Good keeper, mind.
He
Excellent keeper.
Yeah. Spent time at Rangers. Just appeared the once. And with half an hour played, still awaiting the first goal here. McManus coming deep just to get a touch of the ball. Williams, Daniel Williams, always busy in midfield. Hudson. McManus. It was Leo Smith on the edge of the penalty area in the far side who was just calling for the ball. Hudson. Astles. Oh, what a pass. That was perfect to Chris Marriott. Ball lifted into the box, looking for the run of McManus. But once again, just that range of it, that passing ability from Ryan Astles.
Well, you called it, Brent. You called it about 20 minutes ago. You know, his range is exceptional because for a tall man, what did we say, 6'4"? Yes, 6'4". You know, you don't usually get that technical ability with a big player such as that. But you know, he certainly has been spraying it about beautifully tonight.
Hudson just holding his nose after the coming together with Malkin. There's Astles clears the ball away. Aaron Williams. He's just held up by Marriott, and he's held up by Redmond. Redmond's there as well. Aaron Williams, he does really well to get the cross in. And it's headed away by Danny Davis. Callum Brackley. Disney ball looking for Malkin. And just cleared away. But more promise there for Connah's Quay. As Brackley has to turn and play all the way back to Firth. Astles comfortable again. And Leo Smith just drops the ball into the path of Redmond. McManus under pressure from George Horan. Williams closed down by Malkin once again.
Yeah, a bit of a change there. I counted at least 6 Connah's Quay players in the high line of TNS, so chucked some bodies forward there, and the only thing then is you could get done by the sucker punch of TNS counter-attacking them, but certainly more positive by Connah's Quay.
Goalless here, goalless on the Oval as well. It's Caernarfon 0, Aberystwyth 0. That big match we're talking about down in the bottom half of the table. Aberystwyth fighting for their lives at the bottom. Caernarfon, well, in the running for that 7th spot. Yeah, goalless. Malkin just concedes possession as Williams up to Daniels. Josh Daniels, lovely touch under pressure from George Horan. Marriott. Astles. Now Hudson, he's got acres of space, and that's quite significant, isn't it? Every time the centre-backs get the ball shown, there's always space. Connah's Quay drop deep. Yeah, drop deep, drop into the formation, and Neil Gibson wants the set-up in. You know, they're obviously working to a rigid plan here. And they're sticking to it. Smith. Redmond. Marriott, heavy touch. Astles. Williams looking for the run of Danny Davis. It's just not coming together, is it?
No, it's a difficult ball, that, because you know the weight of the pass has to be spot on for a run that comes so straight. So you know, to break them down with that one killer pass there was always going to be difficult.
Chris Sargent and Craig Harrison. It was Chris Sargent who was the manager on Monday night against Abala.
He spoke very well, I thought.
He did indeed. You obviously watched the interview after the match.
Oh, excellent interview as well,
oh, thank you.
Oh, was it you, was it?
Oh, yes. He did speak very, very well. Fair play to him. Because Craig Harrison was suspended
Well, he's been a great servant to the club as well. You know, I dread to think how many years he's been. Was he with Bangor at one point?
He was
well?
indeed.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
he was at Bangor. As was Craig Harrison, of course. He was the Bangor manager for a spell. The Welsh Cup final is going to be played at the Bangor City Stadium, by the way. The New Saints against Bala.
Okay.
In April. So we're back at the Bangor City.
And that's still a grass pitch, I
It
presume,
is.
isn't it?
It is still a grass
a lovely
pitch.
surface
It is.
when Bangor were, didn't we?
Yeah.
Excellent surface. I mean, you know, if you had a footprint for a football club, that is it for me. You'd have a grass pitch of quality of that, and then obviously the 3G pitch up the top for training and for the community.
Yeah.
But obviously, you know, that can't be replicated in every situation. But for me, that is the footprint of a good Welsh Premier setup.
Into the last 10 minutes of the first half. Hudson. Daniels back to Blaine Hudson. The New Saints edging ever closer to that 15th title. Astles. Redmond back to Williams. Williams just again, lovely diagonal out to Chris Marriott. Marriott, now can he get that cross in? He can. Almost fell for Leo Smith. It'll fall for Danny Davis. Davis into the box, and it's McManus. They're asking for a penalty. And Mr. Jones, well, he had a good view of that, and he just waves play on. Marriott. To Brobble. Brobble turns past Aaron Williams and falls to Josh Daniels. Daniels, quick feet. He's got Leo Smith with him. Smith. Interchange of play there. Williams.
Well, the bus is certainly parked here.
Yeah. Yes, very much so. Smith. But the New Saints, they'll be patient. They'll be patient. They'll play their football. They won't change their pattern at all, will they?
No, and over the years, you know, how many teams have decided to set their stall like this up against the New Saints, and, you know, eventually they'll find a way to pick the lock of the door.
Yeah.
That bus is going to get a parking ticket.
Hudson. Everybody behind the ball for Connah's Quay. And it's just a matter of picking the lock for the New Saints. Astles. Redmond. Danny Williams just creating that pocket of space. Just steps forward. And he's just held up by Callum Morris. And Neil Gibson is apoplectic in front of us here.
Well, it's a soft free kick. I think it does clip him, but do you know what? I think he's in the back of his mind thinking, was that a penalty? Because it's an interpretation of the law. Now he's over. Oh my gosh, he's almost. He's for me, that's a penalty. I mean, you could say he doesn't know he's putting his hand down there, but that's not the only touch of the ball with his arm. For me, that's a penalty.
Oh, George Horan, he's got away with one there.
Yeah, so I think, you know, the ref in the back of his mind was thinking, well, maybe I should have given it. I'll give him the free kick instead.
Brobble. Daniel Williams. He's got space for the shot. Goes for goal. Takes a deflection off Josh Williams. And possibly a wasted opportunity there, Sean, from the free kick.
Well, the ball gets stuck underneath his feet and he has to kind of dig it out before he takes the shot, which was not always ideal. Hence why he didn't get much power on it and was, you know, quite lucky to get the corner, which Marriott will take. Another outswinger, obviously something they've been working on the training ground.
And we approach the final 5 minutes of the first half. Still waiting the first goal. Marriott with the corner kick for the New Saints. Falls to Leo Smith. He won't to see that one in the highlight. Well, that won't make the highlights package anyway, but he won't to see it again.
No, it's one of those, you know, he catches it right, screamer, top bins, but on that occasion doesn't get his head over the ball, and yeah, he's obviously frustrated with himself. Five minutes to go now. I think for me the plan has worked for Neil Gibson's men. He'll be quite happy if he does get his team in half-time 0-0, and an opportunity to address them, and then possibly look to make those changes as we were talking about, Bryn.
Hudson gets under the ball. Mendes just crowded out by Leo Smith and Danny Davis. Niall Flint has scored for Aberystwyth. It's Caernarfon 0, Aberystwyth 1. Sean Meredith.
Well, what a big result that would be.
That would be a huge, huge result for Aberystwyth. Daniels.
It is so tight down there, Bryn. You've got Halford West on 33, Caernarfon 32, Flint 31, Pontypridd 30. Aberystwyth, if they won this, they would go to 29. With what, 5 games to go after this, and 6 with some of them tomorrow. Well, it's so tight.
Yep. Tomorrow, by the way, it's the Bala against Cardiff Met, Newtown, Penybont in the top 6, and in the bottom 6, Flint, Pontypridd, and Haverfordwest against Airbus. And Aberystwyth, they all have their eyes on the Pontypridd fixture just down the road here in Flint. Marriott. Hudson. Williams. Daniels. He's just got that turn of speed as Josh Daniels. Astles to Williams. Daniel Williams. Well, that was a nothing ball. And Neil Gibson again, he just turns away, just looks at his watch, and as you said, Sean, he'll be more than pleased with how things are at the moment.
Absolutely, and possibly just running out of ideas with that little clip. Wasn't quite sure what he was intending, but yeah, Neil Gibson, he'd be very happy to take his team 0-0 in.
Long ball for Hudson. Just drops to Mendes, but Leo Smith's in there. Just read that one perfectly. And McManus just came back from an offside position. And 2 minutes remaining. Remember, on Tuesday evening at 7:30 on our digital platforms, it's England C against Wales C from the J. Davidson Scrap Stadium in Altrincham, to give it its full name. And Wales will be there for a scrap, I should think, won't they?
Ah, very good, very good. Well, good luck to Mark Jones and his team. You know, what a result was that last time around up in Caernarfon against an England C team. Outstanding. Hopefully a similar performance this year.
Ball falls for Callum Morris. Williams with the clearance. Yep, that was a 4-0 victory. That one, and fully deserved as well.
Yeah,
wasn't
it was one of those nights watching the game where everything just clicked for the team. You know, Will Evans was on fire, absolute class, and you know, possibly one of the reasons why he's playing at a higher level, being offered that window opportunity where scouts can pick him up and to show the ability that he has, and obviously the quality that's in this league.
We're into the last minute. Aaron Williams with that long throw again. Easy for Astles, back in by John Disney, and a rare touch for Connor Roberts. Roberts just looks to release Brobble on the far side. Oh, what a touch. Lovely control from Ryan Brobble. That was exquisite. Marriott again looking for the run of Brobble. Brobble gets behind Disney. Can he get the ball in? And it goes out. It's a corner kick. Corner kick to the New Saints in the last minute.
Well, Connor Roberts, I'm just looking at him now, he's just giving a thumbs up because that was one heck of a pass out of his hands on the volley, kind of on his side, just getting that power, and then as you said, you know, the touch by Brobble.
Brobble whips the corner kick in, and it takes a touch of, I think it was Danny Davies who was up there. And it goes out, and it's a goal kick. We're into 2 added minutes at the end. It came off McManus in the end. So, yep, confirm we're into 2 added minutes. Volkin. Hudson Astles. We're into the last minute.
Yeah, it's as if both teams are just looking to run the clock down now.
Davis.
Yeah, he may as well blow up now, I think.
Yeah.
Well, hang on.
Yeah.
One more go, maybe.
Ball looking for the run of Ryan Brobble. Too much on that one for once. I should think that both managers will be relatively happy.
Just get the feeling that Neil Gibson would just love to spoil the party. Just make him sweat for another week. And why not, you know?
Yeah.
You know, he's got his agenda. He's looking for that second spot.
Mr. Jones brings the first half to an end. One real opportunity in the first half. Effort from Ryan Brobble. Wonderful save from Andy Firth in goal. But at the break, it's as the New Saints would want it. It's Connah's Quay 0. The New Saints 0.
Nick, diolch yn fawr iawn. Malcolm Allen hefyd. Mark Lloyd Williams wedi dod lawr i ymuno gyda fi. Newn ni edrych yn ôl ar yr hanner cynta yna. Ymosod yn erbyn amddiffyn, ond yr amddiffyn yn cael y gorau o'n i hyd yn hyn. Mae'r pwynt yn ddigon fel mae pawb yn sôn. Cofiwch mae yna gêm arall heno ac am sgôr sydd o'n i ar yr ofal ar hyn o bryd. Nail Flenti Aberystwyth ar y blaen o gol i ddim yng Nghaernarfon. Maen nhw 4 pwynt tu ôl y safle olau sicrhau diogelwch. Bydd y triffwynt oddi cartre yn enfawr iddyn nhw, ond ail hanner mawr i ddod fan hyn ac yn y gêm yna. Nawn ni ddadansoddi'r cyfan, ond o'n ni glywed gan un o, wel, arwyr tawel y Seintiau Newydd, nawn ni weid, Chris Marriott, sydd ar fin cipio pencampwriaeth arall. Os fydden nhw'n ennill y pencampwriaeth, neu pan fydden nhw, bydd e yn sicrhau hynny am yr unfed tro ar 10 ac yn mynd yn gwbl glir fel y chrwyr mwyaf llwyddiannus o ran medalau ar gyngrair yn hanes uwch Cyngor Cymru JD. Fi oedd Nicky John draw i gwrdd a Chris Marriott.
You go on a team like Tony has a drink and he's bouncing on his head and things like that. So he's always up to no good. Horrible player. Wears his boots on his head.
Oh, Chris, first of all, thank you so much for welcoming us into your family home like this. And I think I can see what keeps you busy when you're not playing football. Yeah, it's a lot of hard work. I try to be out more than Min with these kids in here, but yeah, you're welcome. How do you manage to get the balance between family life and playing football professionally? I'm pretty lucky, to be honest, playing football. That does give me the time to spend a lot of time with kids and my wife. So it's, we finish early days. It's not like a 9 to 5 job, so I'm very lucky. Yeah, I'm very privileged. Plenty of daddy daycare there. Yeah, there's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot. We're approaching what looks likely to be an 11th title-winning season for yourself. 14 years or so ago since you joined TNS. I just wondered, did you ever imagine back then that you would go on to achieve so much with the club and to stay with the one club for such a long time? No, we're just focused on year by year, don't you, in football. And just roll on. All the years rolled into one big 14-year stint, and I've loved it. Well, I've brought my special green notebook with me, and I thought it would be nice. We've got 11 potential league titles Can we choose a player from each season in terms of your all-time 11?
Yeah, but I'm going to upset a few people here online. Leaving a few people here, a few people out.
So, I guess there's only one question in terms of where we start, isn't there, between the sticks?
It's a pretty obvious one for me. My mate, Paul Harrison, captain before myself for many years, very successful. He's probably a silent leader in terms of he leads by example. His standards are sky high every day. Yeah, he's a really good person.
In the 2009-10 title-winning season, Paul Harrison, that was his first title as well, and he currently shares the record with Aidan and yourself for 10 league titles. Obviously now you're in a position where you're going to break that, so will there be a few messages going back and forth between yourselves?
Not yet, but it probably will do. Azar obviously got to 10, didn't he, before myself and H as well, so that was a bit annoying at Connah's Quay.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's nice to equal them and hopefully go past them both. So it's, I'll have a bit of banter with them when I've done it.
So the next title, the 11-12 season, who would you like to include from that year?
It'll be Phil Baker, so I'll put him right centre back.
What a player he was.
Unbelievable player, yeah, brilliant. I even think Pip was underrated as well. I think on the ball he was brilliant. Range of passing, long, short, diagonal balls, was brilliant. He set everything up for us.
There was 13 clean sheets kept that season.
Yeah, he just made defending look easy, Pip. And as I say, on the ball, he's brilliant.
That 11-12 season, it was a heck of a title race that year as well.
It was. There was a massive rivalry with Bangor at the time. They took it off as the year before the last game of the season at Farrow Road. It was absolutely horrible. And it meant a lot to Pip as well because he was at Bangor before. So it was a really good title, that one.
And of course, that season as well saw your first Welsh Cup win.
Yeah, Welsh Cup's great, isn't it? I love it.
Yeah.
Still do now. You know, it's a great feeling. The Welsh Cup feels special. And we did it at Bangor as well, didn't we, at their ground, so that was even better.
The 12-13 season then, who are you going to stick in from that one?
It'll have to be Mike Wilde up front.
What a player as well.
Yeah, still going now, isn't he? Obviously still doing it. It shows how, you know, good he is, his longevity, his attitude to still do it. But for TNS, my experience with him is brilliant.
It might sound like an obvious question, but in terms of Mike Wilde, you know, what does he offer to this side?
Loads of headers.
Yeah.
he should wear his football boots on his head. But no, he's a leader on the pitch, vocal, on and off the pitch, great goal scorer, hold it up. He can just do everything, really. He can. And yeah, he's a good lad.
I think the thing about this season as well was it was the only time that he's ever won top scorer in the league, which is incredible with the amount of goals that he's accumulated.
Yeah, I didn't know
years.
that, but he does so much other than goals. While he does so much, he holds it up. He'll win your fouls if you're under pressure. So if he gets golden boot as well as what he does, it's unbelievable.
Obviously, then he's moved on to Connah's Quay. He's come back to haunt you a couple of times, hasn't he?
Especially at the venue, Park Hall. Yeah, horrible seeing him run past you, celebrating in your face.
How do you compare playing with him to playing against him?
There's no comparison. Yeah, obviously you want him on your side all day. That's why he's in my team. Definitely don't want to play against him. You have to be looking out your corner of your eye, see where he's coming from with them elbows. But yeah, when you're playing with him, he makes your bad balls look like good ones. So it's what you want as a defender.
Chris Marriott sydd ar fin ennill y gyngor am yr unfed tro ar 10 yn dewis i 11 o'r tymhorau yna ar gyfer i dîm. Hoff dîm o ran y Seintiau Newydd. Mae gweddill y tîm ar gael ar wefan YouTube sgorio. Cewch chi cael Pip. Dwi'n ma Clwyd Williams ddim yno, chos oedd ddim yno nghyfnod Chris Marriott. Na'r unig reswm. Be fydde Clwyd Williams yn gwneud o hon, fai mor rwystredig, byddech chi fel ymosodwr allan yn odlen i ganmol Quay Connah neu cwyno am y tactegau, Mark?
Wel, so ti'n ymwysodwr i Quay Connah, so ti'n mynd apus yn set, so fyna res o bewydd am ddiffynwr, so dy mor coch yn geisio agor o fanna Seintiau Newydd, ond dyna di'r cynllun gan Neil Gibson, so di gadw y gêm mor gyfartal yn ddi-sgôr gyn hirad a bosib, a wedyn gobeithio oedd y Seintiau Newydd yn ei camgymeriadau, so disgyn i gysgu ac bod yn cael hogia fel so Jack Kenny a Malkin, so ti cefn i'r ddau am ddiffynwr canol ac eisiau manteisio fel neu bod yn gallu ennill ciciau rhydd neu ciciau gosod neu tafliadau hir na gan Aaron Williams a creu problema, ond i fi mae'n ennill braidd yn rhy ddim neu roed ymwneud cyfle i chwaraewr ganol Quay ac yr ymwysodwyr gau y ddau yn ddiffynwr canol i lawr.
Mae'n gweithio o ran y sgôr, wel, os mae pwynt yn ddigon y Seintiau Newydd, ond mae'n ddi-sgôr a un rheswm am hynny yw'r digwyddiad yma, gan i weld nawr brobl yn mynd amdani unwaith eto, a ti'n meddwl bod yr arbediad yma'n edrych yn well bod tro chi'n gweld i?
Yndi, camgymeriad Aaron Williams ac wrth gwrs Brobl, da ni'n gwybod i ddoni efo y tymor yma, mae wedi bod yn creu goliau, sgorio goliau, troi Williams bob ffordd ac yr arbediad na gan Firth yn un o didog, a bron iawn iddi, jyst grwydro mewn, ond doedd ar to y rhwyd y ddath i'n diwedd, ond o'r ongl yma mae'r arbediad na yn un wych, ac dyna pan mae o'n brwydro gyda Conor Roberts am y fannau gair na.
Ie, oedd un arbediad gwych chwarae teg. Dylen nhw wedi cael cico smotyn? Gen i weld i eto fan hyn nawr.
Wel, sa'n Ewrop yn ganol wythnos, dwi'n meddwl sy'n di chael i sy'n di VAR, ond ia, mae'n anodd. Eto, Seinta Newydd yn cael bel awr y chwith, cael ei mewn, mae George Horan yn cau. Yr gyd yma gan McManus lawr, mae'n disgyn ar y bel yndi, ella gan i weld o'r ongl yma rwan, fydd o'n ongl well i weld Danny Davies yn mynd ymlaen, McManus ar ergyd. Yndi, falle fod ti'n bod yna lawio, yna mae'n disgyn ar y bel, ond ti angen chydig o lwc pan ti'n amddiffyn fel ac dyna maen nhw wedi gael, a mae'n siŵr bod Craig Harrison ddim yn hapus bod yna gigor smotyn yn cael ei roi.
Ie, mae'r dyfarnwr yn agos, ond mae fe hefyd, mae corff Horan fel sy'n fe'n cuddio digwyddio, felly chi ddeall pam bod e ddim wedi roi yn. Ie, fel ti'n gweud, so yna tasau na VAR, fi'n credu bod ni'n cael cico smotyn fan yna.
Ond hefyd, mae gymaint o gyrff yn dallu dyfarnwr cynorthwyol, ochr agosau i'r pwyntio lebu, felly anodd y fo weld hefyd os yna lawio yn fwriadol neu beidio, ac Neil Gibson yn gach bach o lwc yma.
Ie, dyna ni, dyna fel mae di sgôr felly. Mae yna gyfnod rhyngwladol, cyffroes yn agosau Cymru yng Nghroatia, wythnos i fori yn fyw ar S4C, dewch chi glywed gan y rheolwr nesa, Mr Robert Page.
A new captain. You've named Aaron Ramsey as the new captain for Wales. Was that an easy decision?
Yeah, I think so. It was the obvious one because he's vice captain behind Gareth, and he's earned that right now to be captain and lead the boys. And I think he's got a really important role, Sean. I do. I think he's got the young players coming in that are going to look up to him and seen and watched like I have over the years his career unfold, and to now be training with him day in day out. He'll show them the importance of what it means to be a Welsh player and what you need to do to have a career like he's had.
We've got to mention, of course, the retirements that have happened. We've spoken to you since Bale announced his retired. Joe Allen, Chris Gunter, Johnny Williams have also made the decision. Has that been a difficult period for you, and what conversations did you have with them?
Yeah, they've been four unbelievable servants for our country, haven't they? And we've got to acknowledge what they've done for us. And the success we've had in recent years has been largely because of them. Not only what they bring on the pitch, but off the pitch. And when you see them close-knit together in the changing rooms and in the dining hall when they're eating together, and it's such a relaxed environment. And those four in particular had a massive part to play in that. So they will be missed, of course. But, I want to thank them for what they've done over the past. I had those conversations with them and thank them for everything they've given. But they completely understand as well that they know there's... with evolution now, we've got to introduce the young players, and they completely get it, and they want what's best for Wales ultimately.
Between them, you've lost 327 caps, which is a lot of experience.
Yeah.
Are these new youngsters, are they up for the challenge, do you think?
Oh, absolutely, and I wouldn't involve them in the squad if I didn't think they were ready, Sean. Absolutely, I think they've got personality and character, which is what you need as a foundation to be a top player. Luke's 17 years old, he's training with lads in the Premiership, he's on the bench in the Premiership, so I know he's got the confidence to come and hold his own, along with JJ, along with Nathan, so we've and Ollie as well. So we haven't got the experience, and we have to be sympathetic now in how we give them that cap accumulation, and we have to be patient with them. They're not going to be the complete finished article when they're on the pitch, so we have to be patient with them, but we'll get them there, and they're good talents.
Rob finally has got the big challenge of going out to Croatia for the first game of the campaign. How are you feeling? Of course, yet to meet up with the squad, but are you happy with how everything's looking right now?
Really excited, Sean. Really excited. It's a fresh start for us, Absolutely. I said it earlier, reset, reframe. We're reframing by bringing some new staff in, some exciting new staff in. Eric Ramsey's one of the best youth coaches, young coaches in British football at this moment in time, working at Man United. So there'll be a group of young lads coming in. So we needed that young coach to be back out there in an afternoon. There's going to be afternoon sessions, so that's going to change slightly. And we'll get the lads back on the grass in the afternoon working with Eric. And Nick coming in from a sports science perspective as well is exactly what we wanted to do. So we're pleased with the additions, and yeah, we're all excited about meeting up next week.
Rob, diolch yn fawr. Thank you for your time.
Diolch yn fawr.
Ie, oedd hi'n braf iawn cael sgwrsio gyda Rob Page. Fydd sgorio'n fyw o Split wythnos i fori. Malcs, carfan newydd, y carfan gynta heb Gareth Bale ers 2006. Gynta gyd ar graffiadau di ar y garfan mae Page di enwi.
Penod newydd, ymgyrch newydd, disgwyliadau'r un peth. Coesa, wel, gwyneba ffres, na ddeud hynny. Dwi'n meddwl, gred bod ni'n mynd i ryw drosiad bach rwan oherwydd y pobl sydd wedi ymddeol efo ni, ond ti'n edrych ar Luke Harris, heddi gyfla. Ti'n edrych am Jordan James yn Birmingham, heddi gyfla, dal un 'di gael dim cap. Nathan Broadhead, dal un 'di gael dim cap. Rob Page yn gwybod digon amdano fo o'r tîm dan un ar hugain. Felly chwaraewyr ifanc, talentog, ond dwi'n eisiau deud hynna mewn 10 gêm i fynd. Dwi eisiau gweld y potensial ma wan, a nhw'n llenwi hynny. Felly fydd hi'n diddorol dros ben i weld y gêm yn crash, na ni fynd efo'r profiad, ond yn sicr fydd y tîm yn cael dipyn bach amser ar y cael.
Ti di sôn bod hi'n benod newydd, gan gynnwys capten newydd. Wel, bron yn capten newydd. Aaron Ramsey, nôl fel capten Cymru, be wneud i o'r penderfyniad?
Nid o ffynnu ar y cyfrifoldeb yma. Gareth Bale sydd wedi bod yn cael ella'r diddordeb ar sylw oherwydd rhesymau cywir. Ond dwan, mae Aaron ydy'r mentor rwan. Aaron ydy'r dyn yn y stafell newid na. Ac mae yna ddim cwestiwn y pobl deud o blaen yma anafiadau fo i ymroi o, ybroddiad o, ond dim mwy. Mae o'n cymryd yr awena yma o ddifri, a fydd o'n bob gêm, a fydd o'n arwr ar y cae yna.
Ie, mae'r ddwy gêm nesaf yma. Mynd i fod yn ddiddorol iawn. Malcs, diolch yn fawr. Arli ti, fe nôl an i'r pwynt sylwebu. Wel, mae'r cyfnod rhyngwladol bron a dechrau fan hyn, a mae'r daith i drial cyrraedd yr Almaen 2024 yn dechrau. Croatia yn erbyn Cymru yn fyw nos Sadwrn nesaf, a wedyn ni Cymru yn croesawu Latvia i Stadiwm Dinas Caerdydd ar cyfan yn fyw fan hyn ar S4C.
Diolch Sioned, 8 gêm, 8 mis i gyrraedd yr Almaen blwyddyn nesaf, na fe ni eisiau. A cofiwch, i ddechrau'r wythnos uchaf bwyntiau nos Lun nesaf, i ddechrau wythnos brysur dros ben. O'r domestig i'r rhyngwladol, o'r lleol i'r rhyngwladol, y cyfan gyda ni ar sgorio. Cyfwch ymlaen yn un os Lun am 10 fan hyn. Mae'n amser am yr ail hanner. Yw'r Seintiau Newydd yn mynd i fod yn bencampwyr heno. Nôl â ni at Nick Parry.
Thank you, Dylan. Back out for the second half. No changes in either side at half-time. And here's a stats for you, Sean. Connah's Quay, of the 10 previous league games, 7 have ended up in draws.
Well, let's see.
Try and find something positive.
Well, just looking at the formation now, Mendes seems to have pushed further forward. It looks as if they've gone to a back 4. So they may be throwing a few more bodies forward, but I say that. Almost 9 of them drop into...
Yeah, they drop again. Mendes drops back into that back 5, John.
Wishful thinking, I guess.
It was, I think. And it's, as you were, the pattern at the beginning of the second half, just that we're looking more to the left in the second half than we were in the first half. Chris Marriott on his way, as things stand, to being the most medalled player in Welsh top flight football history. He's already got 22 medals, and he will be on 23 medals, and he'll win the league on 11 occasions, Sean, if I'm right.
Yeah, you are. And an excellent interview with Nicky John. If any of you haven't seen it, go to Scorio's Twitter's feed and you'll be able to find it there. But an excellent insight over the years and his take on the players that he's played with.
Liked his kitchen. It was very nice.
You've noticed those things, haven't you?
Danny Williams. Redmond. Williams. Ball into McManus. McManus! Oh, what a save! Lovely save once again by Andy Firth. Right at the beginning of the second half, Declan McManus going for goal.
Well, what about this for a bit of skill? Lovely touch there. Then it's easy. Oh, there we go, through the legs. And I like the top bins. Great save again, you've got to say, by Firth. But the amount of power he picks it up on there, and may have been going over the bar, but the keeper can't be sure. Superb skill and an excellent save.
I think that was just dipping in under the bar, actually, wasn't it? All right, it's Brobble with the corner kick. I think there was a shove on the far post, spotted, Declan McManus, the guilty party. And it's a free kick to Connah's Quay.
From hero to villain. But what a strike that was. Just the skill to open up the nutmegs to start with, and then, you know, great effort on target, as you say. I think it was dipping in with the amount of bend and width that was on it. Beautiful skill.
Oh, lovely touch. Absolutely
one of those, you know,
lovely.
you watch it more and more, the better it gets. Lovely touch there to begin with. Think, three legs.
It was Callum Morris who was bamboozled by Declan McManus.
The only thing with the shot, it was too central. If it was possibly to the right, to the keeper's right, that is, then he'd be in all sorts of trouble.
Astles just carries the ball forward again, looking for the run of Chris Marriott, and just takes a touch there of Jack Kenny, who was back doing the defensive duties, and he's just thanked by John Disney. That's what you want to see, isn't it? Your forwards just tracking back and doing the defensive graft.
Well, he's obviously seen the run of Marriott, and possibly something that Neil Gibson has mentioned in the half-time team talk. Stop those runs that you'll continue to do during this second half, Marriott. So Kenny obviously put a shift in, as you said there, Bryn.
And the New Saints, they've got Ash Baker, John Routledge, Adrian Sislovich just warming up, as Craig Harrison just ponders his options. Smith, Leo Smith looking for the run of Josh Daniels. Too much on that. It's just not clicking for Leo Smith tonight.
Well, it is congested, especially in the half of Connah's Quay. To get any space, it's difficult. And I think he is. You're right. He is a frustrated character. Again, the numbers of the players that Connah's Quay are just putting behind the ball. For players like that, they need a bit of space to create the magic. But just talking about the substitutions, I'm not sure if Harrison has to make the first change. The point will be good enough for them. So I think it is. The first twist will have to be made by Neil Gibson's.
There's a throw into Connah's Quay, and it's John Disney. He's had a good season as John Disney. He's been solid at the back for Connah's Quay. He's been a faithful servant as John Disney. 5 minutes played of the second half. New Saints on track for their 15th title. Astles, ball forward, just laid back by Leo Smith, but just beyond Redmond and Mendes to Josh Williams. Now then Williams, he's got Jack Kenny in front of him. Kenny after the ball, it was Hudson, almost broke free from Malkin to Kenny.
Possibly the wrong ball there. Hudson got a bit lucky with the deflection, but I thought Kenny was on straight down the middle. Instead he tries to play it out to the left, but in my mind it was Kenny down the middle. If you get the pass and you get the pace of the pass correct, then potentially it's an opportunity to shoot.
Redmond. New Saints in control. McManus. Seen him dropping deep once or twice. Smith, lovely ball round the corner, looking for the run of Davis. Davis with a shot, and beaten away by Firth. Now there's an opportunity for Connah's Quay and Josh Williams. Long ball for Malkin. Can he keep the ball in play? No. Oh, lovely play once again by the visitors, and a great save by Firth.
Well, he does the right thing for me here. There's nobody. He looks up, there's nobody in the box. He has to take the shot on. He does everything correct in my mind. It's a great ball, whip down the line, correct pace on it. He's looked up, nothing on. The keeper's made a very good save.
And he tried to give him the eyes there as well, did Danny Davies. Looked in towards the box and then went for the near post. And yet again, that's the third or fourth excellent save that Andy Firth has made to keep Connah's Quay in the match and to keep the score as it is. Connah's Quay 0, the New Saints 0. Kenny up with Marriott. Malkin just holds his ground. And it's Marriott. Kenny with the header. Oh, what a good header from Kenny. Malkin! No, he spotted the keeper off his line. And he wasn't far there, Joe Malkin.
Well, it's a great effort in the end by Malkin. He certainly gets power on the ball. Not quite the accuracy, but he takes it early, takes it positive. Okay, he isn't going to worry Connor Roberts too much, but yeah, why not? Opening up a bit.
Smith. Ball cleared away. Mendes, oh, that's a poor ball by Mendes. Straight to Declan McManus. And it's Danny Williams to Ryan Astles. Williams. New Saints just looking to turn the screw here. Opportunity for the cross again by Leo Smith. And it's Aaron Williams. It was a heavy touch, it was a poor touch. And it's a cheap corner kick to concede.
Yeah, the game is opening up, and I think it's an important passage of play now, the next 5-10 minutes. Because Connah's Quay have certainly, when they get the chance, Mendes is certainly going into an attacking three.
Brobble headed away by George Horan. Only as far as Danny Redmond to measure the cross out to Danny Williams. Redmond, everybody back once again for Connah's Quay. Brobble just held up by Aaron Williams. Oh, lovely play by Ryan Brobble. Can he get the cross in? He can, to the near post. And it's cleared away. And the free kick conceded by, I think it was Danny Davies who was in there just with a high boot.
Yeah, when Brobble cuts that back, you're just waiting for the net to bulge, but couldn't find his man. Brilliant run by Brobble. But yeah, it's just slightly opening up, and the chances will come. As I say, this is going to be an interesting passage of play now for the next 10 minutes. Great skill by Brobble. Takes it to the byline. I love that. Cuts it back. Yeah. It puts the defence in all sorts of trouble when you get to the byline, cutting it back. If you can find your man, you're in business.
Yep, and it was the high boot there by Danny Davies on Joe Malkin. He just felt that a bit. Referee gives the free kick. He hasn't showed any cards yet so far, as Mr. Jones. Smith. Hudson. Williams. 10 minutes played in the second half. And the pattern exactly the same as the first, with the New Saints just bossing possession. And Astles again, just one of those trademark diagonal balls, and this time headed out by Aaron Williams. Marriott, Danny Redmond, Williams, McManus. So Williams just bobbled a bit there. Leo Smith. Daniels. Astles. Redmond. Williams. You see, he's just trying to pull the Connah's Quay players out of position, just to open up those gaps in the centre of the field. Now's an opportunity here for Leo Smith. He's got Danny Davies with him. Smith. Lovely play by Smith, plays the ball in and just Poor gives the ball away. And Caernarfon, we understand, are down to 10 men in the match at the Oval, and that's the situation at the moment, with Aberystwyth still leading by 1-0. And look how tight it is there, Sean. 29-30, 31-32, 33 points.
Yep, throw a blanket over them. It's so tight. That would be a massive 3 points for Aberystwyth if they can hold on.
And that match between 9th and 10th, between Flint and Pontypridd, that's absolutely huge. Now, a couple of substitutes coming on for the New Saints. It's John Routledge and Ash Baker who are preparing to come on. Routledge, who captained the New Saints on Monday evening. Firth with a free kick for Connah's Quay. Looking for Jack Kenny, headed away by Chris Marriott. Callum Morris. And that one will run out, and that possibly will be the opportunity for the substitutions to take place. Nope, Mr. Jones just allows play to continue. And it's a throw-in. Marriott. Looking for McManus. There's Horan with a header. Kenny up with Marriott. Falls to Jack Kenny. Kenny takes a tumble. Falls to Josh Williams. Williams. Quick feet to Aaron Williams. Aaron Williams whips the ball in, and it's Josh Williams with an effort, and now there's an opportunity for the break. McManus, good play by Horan. Brobble just keeps possession. Superb play by Ryan Brobble, and then Disney, well, they should see a yellow card there for, first yellow card of the evening, and that's frustration more than anything by John Disney.
Yeah, but how good is this by Brobble? He beats almost 3 players here with that dink, another nutmegs. And as you say, John Disney, pure frustration, kicks the ball away, and it's a cynical yellow card. And as we see the substitutes being made.
So coming off, Dan Williams for John Routledge, and Blaine Hudson replaced by Ash Baker, Wales under-21 international. Ash Baker. And just confirm the yellow card for John Disney. So like-for-like changes, just to freshen things up by Craig Harrison. So Ash Baker. And, well, they appear to have gone to a back 3 here, Sean.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Marriott is possibly looking at a more central role now.
Yeah.
With Astles. Which surprises me a bit. Obviously, Craig Harrison's had enough. He's looking for the 3 points, possibly, with win the championship in style. But for me, it was always going to be Nigel Gibson who would turn first. But he obviously knows better.
Yeah, Marriott has gone into the middle of the 3 at the back, hasn't he?
Yeah.
And Danny Davies has come out to the left wing, so that's another change as well. And he's quick, is Danny Davies. Davies still going. He's just crowded out. Combination of John Disney and Aaron Williams. Danny Davies, he's such a good athlete, isn't he?
Yeah, he certainly is. He's strong, as you said, Bryn. He's quick. And certainly, one of those players, sketched into the team or into the starting 11 of Craig Harrison every Saturday.
Would you start him on next Tuesday for Wales C?
Hang on, let me give Jonah a quick text. Not that he'd say anything anyway, but I'm sure he'd be in contention.
Mendes, 4 defenders. Again, just bullying Mendes out of the way there. Aaron Williams gets the ball in, looking for Kenny, and Connor Roberts was under pressure, and it had to be cleared away. by John Routledge. Danny Davis. McManus. Lovely touch to Brobble. Brobble to Leo Smith. Smith. Now then, Smith, he's got Josh Daniels out on the far side. McManus just peels away to the back post. Daniels infield. Daniels on his left foot takes a touch and goes out for a corner kick. Lovely move again, incisive from the New Saints.
Yeah, and Brobble at the heart of everything. And clever touch in the middle of the park. Releases Daniels, who cuts in, does the right thing, gets a wicked deflection off it, but you know, nice and positive, takes the shot on, nothing else on for him as another option. And yet another corner for the New Saints. I've lost count how many, Bryn.
Yep. Now it's Brobble again, right-footed, whips it into the near post. It was Malkin who was there. Leo Smith to Redmond. Another opportunity for Ryan Brobble. Brobble again just held up by Aaron Williams. Brobble takes a deflection, and it was Ash Baker who was there. Ball just got caught under his feet. Yeah, the pressure incessant from the New Saints. Oh, there's Baker. He's fortunate that Daniels was out there. Redmond. Routledge. Redmond. And easy, far too easy for Andy Firth. Astles just held firm against Jack Kenny. Brobble, he was crowded out by Aaron Williams. Malkin up with Danny Davis.
Yeah, he's made an impression on me, Malkin. He's there's something about him. He's you know, obviously a strong target man for Connah's Quay. But there's also another element to his game. You know, little touches. I know he hasn't had much of the ball tonight in the formation that Connah's Quay have set up, but there's certainly something about him.
20 minutes of the second half played. That 65-minute mark. And it's just a word from Mr. Jones, and it's Malkin who was there. Not afraid to throw himself around, is young Joe Malkin. Aaron Williams. Now then, needs a long throw here to put pressure on the visitors' defence. It's free in the box. Oh, Mendes was in there. And it took the challenge. I think it was Leo Smith who threw himself in front of the effort. Opportunity for the home side.
Yeah, it's that long, dangerous throw in. Mendes gets the first opportunity and the second one, and deflection fires it over the bar. But, you know, these are the breadcrumbs that Connah's Quay are certainly hoping to, I'm not sure the words are really, to turn into a loaf of bread.
It was Ash Baker, fittingly, who deflected that one. Boom, boom. Approaching the halfway point of the second half. Free kick whipped in, again headed away. It's Callum Morris chasing after it. And just opts to go all the way back to Andy Firth. Oh, heavy touch by Firth. And it was Routledge who was there, waiting to just take advantage. Mendes. And Connah's Quay just having a good period here. Williams lofts the ball to the far side. Far too much on that one, beyond Ben Nash. George Horan is forlornly looking at the edge of the penalty area. And it's still 0-0.
Yeah, ever since the change that the new Saints have made. Obviously, they've changed formation and personnel into different locations. Marriott, as you say, playing more of a central role. I just get the feeling that Connah's Quay are sensing an opportunity. Possibly, we're now 67 minutes on the clock. We were talking about the 70-minute mark. Will Neil Gibson be a bit more advantageous and maybe look to throw a few more bodies forward?
We're exactly halfway through the second half. New Saints have one hand on the trophy, which will not be presented this evening, by the way, should they succeed in gaining the points that they need. That will be left to a later date. But, they'll have won the championship with 5 games remaining. I suppose, Sean, that Neil Gibson would be more than happy with maintaining that second position, and, you know, making sure that they get that second spot, because they've got a gap, haven't they? Beyond Penabont, taking into consideration that they may lose. They're on 47. Connah's Quay will be up to 51. We'll take Penabont out of the equation, and you've got Cardiff Met on 45.
Yeah, you're right. It could be a valuable point tonight if he decides that we'll continue to go with the tactic of just frustrating TNS. But yeah, we don't know what's going to happen with Penabont, and obviously the possible point deduction that they are looking at. But certainly it's going to come down to the last couple of games to secure, I think, that second spot in the league.
Yep, and maintain interest in the run for Europe. And second spot, of course, gives and guarantees a European place. Now then, Baker with a cross to the far post, falls to Brobble, heavy touch. Redmond's in for it. McManus goes it on. Another brilliant save from Andy Firth. It's Andy Firth against the New Saints.
Well, another top save by Firth. And McManus, he knows what he's doing. He's going for that far corner. He opened his body out. Possibly the goalkeeper can read it. Possibly one for the cameras, but it has to be saved. And as you say, it's absolutely Firth against the New Saints at the moment.
Yeah, and the height was just perfect, wasn't it? As the corner kick swept in again, Firth just punches the ball out, and Jack Kenny does well. Oh, Danny Redmond. Now then, is there a card? There is. It's yellow. Yellow card for Danny Redmond. Taking one for the team there.
Yeah, his hands have certainly made contact with Jack Kenny, who's brave in the tackle, and he comes across him. And I thought initially that he'd made contact with his head. And possibly he had, then you're looking at a different colour card, but a cynical one.
Yeah. Well, that's the question. I mean, is he lucky to get away with just the yellow?
As I said, if he hadn't made contact with the head or an elbow to the head, then I think he's looking at a different colour card. But he's just, obviously, as you said, they're taking one for the team, make sure they don't counteract.
Into the last 20 minutes at the D-side stadium. Firth, who's kept the score goalless with the free kick. And it's a long ball forward, and it's Ben Nash. Ben Nash is up there! And again, a last-ditch tackle. Well, surely that took a deflection off Marriott from Ben Nash.
I can see from this angle, and we'll see the replay. Certainly the referee wasn't sure. He was waiting for his assistant to help him out. Maybe he hasn't. I don't see the movement of the ball changing.
No.
Which is usually the sign of, hang on.
No.
I've changed my mind about 3 times there.
No, I don't think there was a touch there, Sean. And I think Mr. Jones and the assistant on this side got that one spot on. Astles, how many times has been in this position in the match? As Connah's Quay just pushed the back line up to the edge of the centre circle. Marriott. Redmond. Brobble looking for McManus. was Nash with the header. Ball played back in, and Aaron Williams, and there was a foul there. And there's just a coming together between Callum Morris and Leo Smith. And Smith just suggesting there's a stamp there.
Let's have a look. Certainly comes from behind, but I'm not sure if he makes much of a contact there. He's not happy.
No, with George Horan.
And the referee must have seen it. This is a very good opportunity, especially with the quality they got in the park like Broadwell. He'll be eyeing this one up, I'm sure.
Past the 500 game, that's nice to see as well.
All friends.
Yeah, all friends. Now it's Chris Marriott and Ryan Brobble. Wouldn't it be wonderful if Chris Marriott took this, scored the winner? Is Ryan Brobble going to take it away from him?
Well, we'll wait and see.
We'll wait and see. Right, so it's Ryan Brobble, Chris Marriott. It's Brobble who steps up. Too much on it. Firth watching it all the way. Goes out for a goal kick.
Yeah, just doesn't quite get the dip that he requires. Obviously looking for that left-hand post to dip it in. As we've seen, on some occasions, he's got the quality to do that. But this time, flies over the bar.
Well, Craig Harrison watching his side, just edging ever so close to that championship. And they'd be on course, by the way, for the 7th double. They're into the final of the Welsh Cup. They'll face Bala at Nantport Stadium in Bangor. And looking to win the double for the 7th time.
Yeah, looking forward to that final.
Yep. It's Lee Jones's voice that you can hear, just coaching Prestatyn on the Connah's Quay, I should say. Former Prestatyn coach, former Wrexham and Liverpool player as well. Aaron Williams. Oh, surely he was shoved there by Danny Davis, who's a former Prestatyn player, of course, Danny Davis. Adrian Sislovic has taken his tracksuit off, and he's coming on, and we understand that it's Leo Smith who's departing. Sislovic, 6-time Welsh Premier League winner. Marriott. Oh, lovely touch by Daniels. Ball played in, looking for McManus. McManus goes after it, cleared away by Mendes. Josh Williams. Just a toe poke around the corner, looking for Joe Malkin.
For that ball again, and by you, Bryn. It was just pure quality in terms of the pass and the touch to take it on his stride. And how often have we seen that from the New Saints, but no end product during this game. Here we go.
Oh, lovely ball through, looking again for Baker this time. It was Ash Baker making that run out from the back. And almost found by Ryan Brobble.
Yeah, another great ball, another seeking ball. These have got to be right on the money to work, and just fractions.
Aaron Williams, but as things stand, Connah's Quay still in it. Leo Smith about to be substituted. Apologies if you heard any untoward language there. Routledge. Ball played round the corner by Declan McManus. Lovely touch, but Josh Daniels just on his heels a bit there. We're into the last 15 minutes here at the Deeside Stadium. Sislovic still patient, waiting to come on as it runs through to Connor Roberts. Connor Roberts or Alex Ramsey in goal for Wales on Tuesday, Sean?
Oh, you put me on the spot here tonight, aren't you, Bryn?
Yeah, aye.
Yeah, that's another tough call, isn't it? Connor Roberts obviously playing in an excellent New Saints team. But Ramsey also has been outstanding for his club as well. So it's horses for courses, but I'm sure Mark Jones will have his preferred option between the six.
Danny Davis. It's George. It's Aaron Williams rather, as Davis just gets the cross away.
However, I think Mark Jones will probably be looking for Welsh ancestry of Firth because of the performance he's played tonight. He's a great-great-great-great-grandmother.
Yeah.
He has been outstanding.
Oh, superb. Yeah, he's been the difference between the two sides. I think the New Saints would have wrapped it up well by now. Apart from Andy Firth. Danny Davis. Marriott. Routledge. One of the two substitutes made by Craig Harrison. Sislovic still waiting to come on as the third sub. Nash. Ben Nash. He's done well since moving from Flint to Connah's Quay. Followed Neil Gibson here. There's Adrian Sislovic. I mean, he's been standing here now for about 5 minutes. Stretching, trying to keep warm.
I think even he's finding the funny side of it, laughing to his bench. Somebody get him a top. Getting cold.
Marriott. Astles. Redmond, oh, poor ball. Easily cut out by George Horan. Marriott. They just make it look so easy, don't they? So easy. Routledge, ball round the corner. Routledge! Poor effort. He'll be disappointed with that, with John Routledge.
Well, one person who won't be disappointed is Sislovic, because I think he'll get the opportunity to come onto the pitch.
Yeah, and confirmation that it is Leo Smith who departs. So Adrian Sislovic on.
No changes for Connah's Quay as yet.
No, that's surprising, isn't it?
Yeah, I was just waiting for the Alamo to be sent on, I think.
Didn't you say the 65th minute?
I was way out. Waiting in hope.
Firth. Well, I suppose Neil Gibson's train of thought is, ain't broke, don't fix it. Don't fix it. Yeah. Mendes does well to keep the ball in play and wins the throw-in off Ash Baker, and the big men just trot up from the back. George Horan, Ben Nash, as Callum Bratley just goes back to the halfway line as the last line of defence, and it's everybody back for the New Saints. Into the last 10 minutes. Throw in, which is as good as a corner kick, coming up here from Aaron Williams. Malkin in for it, headed away by Josh Daniels, who's not one of the tallest players on the pitch. And again, another wasted opportunity possibly for Connah's Quay. Firth, oh, poor clearance by Firth. McManus sees the keeper off his line. It wasn't true enough from Declan McManus. I think Andy Firth just showing Connah's Quay's intent here, just wasting as much time as he can.
Yeah, you're right. Well, he's gone for the spectacular, hasn't he? Trying to chip the keeper. But yeah, it is interesting. Obviously, they are now looking for the point, Connah's Quay, or maybe just that one half chance, as you were saying, one long throw into the mix.
And remember, there will be highlights of all the JD Cymru Premier matches Monday evening 10 o'clock and also Tuesday at 6:30 on S4C. Aberystwyth still leading by a 1-0 at Caernarfon. Niall Flint's goal in the first half, just closing that gap at the bottom between Aberystwyth and Pontypridd. Pontypridd visiting Flint tomorrow. And it's another throw in here for Connah's Quay. Aaron Williams just winds up. Malkin just couldn't get his head on the ball. Falls to Callum Morris. It took a deflection. Connor Roberts, not too sure if he'd have got to that one. Apart from the deflection, it's a corner kick.
Yeah, well, it's a wicked deflection. Takes him miles off course, but certainly caught hold of it. And the reaction of Morris with his hands in his head, thinking that was an opportunity. I caught that one. And would have troubled Connor Roberts in goal, certainly.
Yeah, definitely. Now it's John Disney. And Josh Williams. Again, the referee just having a word. Just some jostling, some haji-baji on the far side of the penalty area. So a move from the training ground here. Disney. Williams just launches it to George Horan. Horan headed away by Danny Davis. It's still there for Horan. Oh, dear me, how close was George Horan? And it took another touch of one of the New Saints players, and it's a corner kick.
Well, it's a great save by Roberts in the goal. Horan, that is a top quality save from one keeper to the other. He's just kept his team in the game and in with a chance of winning the league. That is a top save. Comes so quickly to him. Comes so quickly. It's an absolutely top save. It's reflex. It's pure reflex.
Josh Williams with the corner kick, whips it into the far post, headed away. It was Danny Davis who was there. Paulo Mendes chased by John Routledge. Firth. It was an unfortunate bobble just before he took the touch. Mendes with the effort. I'm sure that took a deflection. But Hugh Jones just decides that he goes out for a corner. But it's both goalkeepers, Sean, that are the stars of the match this evening.
Certainly. Well, you know, he's kept his team in the game there. You know, Horan, how many times have we seen him pop up as a centre half the other end and nicking a goal?
And you know, there wasn't a lot more that George Horan could have done there. He came to him so quickly. He was on target.
Yep, get it on target, as you say.
Firth gets to the ball before Josh Daniels. 5 minutes plus added time. It'll be interesting to see who Malcolm Allen decides will be man of the match, but if it's not him, I want a word with him.
Has he ever given a goalkeeper man of the match, Malcolm Allen? I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's an interesting question, actually.
Typical striker.
Kenny, headed by Danny Davis. To Disney. It's George Horan. Back to Firth. Looking for Paulo Mendes and Malkin just going in each other's way somewhat there. And Kenny just waited a while, and Redmond to McManus. Now Adrian Cislevic ball through, looking for the run of Danny Davis. And it took a touch off Danny Davis, I think.
No, New Saints ball.
No, it is a New Saints ball. It was the clearance by George Horan, and it's Danny Davis with the throw-in. Redmond. Connor Roberts. Astles. Routledge. Cislevic. Davis. Redmond. Routledge. Horan with just the pressure. Malkin loses out. This is McManus. Davis, Sislovic in the box. Baker on the far side. Davis wins the corner kick. Corner kick to the New Saints. We're in the last 3 minutes. Is there a goal to put any doubt to one side? He scored late on against Bala on Monday evening, taken quickly. Brobble, Redmond tries to get the ball in his left foot, lifts the ball to the far post, too much on it. Chance is gone.
Well, they certainly want to, I think they really want to win the championship by winning the game tonight. You can see that in, you know, there's hardly nobody back. Everybody's forward for that corner. You're thinking, you know, we only need a point to win the league, but they're still hungry for that 3 points tonight and do it in style, I guess, is what I'm trying to say.
And if they were to win, if anywhere apart from Park Hall, then it would be here.
Well, with the history of the two clubs,
yeah. And by winning, as you say, by winning the game as well. Not that it'll be a hollow victory in inverted commas by getting the draw. Aaron Williams, Sislovic doing the defensive work. Oh, he whips the ball in, and Connah Roberts just spills the ball. And if Kenny had been a foot or so closer, McManus does well.
He does very well there, Brian. He's held off about four players from Connah's Quay, and in the end, it's the captain, Horan, with his arm around his neck.
Well, would you believe it? Would you believe it? There you go. Andy Firth, set of the game, man of the match, Sean Meredith.
As you say, he couldn't really give it to anybody else with the 4 saves. I think he's pulled. This was probably the best one. Brobble, as I said, he gets a whip of the ball there. This one off McManus, another strong hand, another strong save, and that one, as I say, not quite the height that McManus was looking for.
All eyes on Mr. John Andrew Jones, the 4th official. He's preparing the electronic scoreboard. Down in front. Can you see the numbers there? Oh, it's coming up now. Here we go. 1 minute. 1 minute added. Disney. 1 minute between the New Saints and back-to-back championships.
And one last opportunity to put one of those long throws in. So here we go. I think the kitchen sink is going to be thrown at this one.
Now Ben Nash is going up. Again, they're leaving Callum Bratley back. Still no substitutions, by the way, from Connah's Quay, Sean, which is interesting.
I don't think they'll get him on. Here we go. One thing about Connah's Quay, they're a big, tall unit.
Is there a twist?
Here we go.
Is there a twist? Aaron Williams, yeah, here we go. Malkin up there is headed away by Danny Davis. Back to Williams. Williams just showed too much on it, and there's confirmation. The New Saints are the champions for the season 2022-23. Chris Marriott wins his 11th Welsh Premier League, his 23rd medal. He breaks all kinds of records. Ryan Brobble, it's his 6th Welsh Premier League. Adrian Sislovic, 7th. It's the New Saints, his 15th championship. And as we mentioned earlier on, there is no trophy presentation this evening. But fair play to Connah's Quay. They stuck to the plan. They did what they had to do. And the second position is the aim for them now, as the New Saints can celebrate winning back-to-back championships. They're 15th in total. They've won now 10 out of the last 12 Welsh Premier League titles. Incredible. And Craig Harrison, well, he won the championship with Connah's Quay. He's won it here again with the new Saints. No goals, but there were opportunities, but Andy Firth stood firm. So confirmation that the new Saints are the champions. Connah's Quay 0. The new Saints 0.
Nick a Malcolm, diolch yn fawr iawn i chi milfed gêm wythnos yma hefyd. Yn y flwyddyn 2000 dechreuodd y cyfan o ran y pencampwriaethau yma. A'r millennium yma wedi bod yn eiddo i'r Seintiau newydd. Maen nhw'n dawel. Mark Williams wrth yn ochr i. Dyn nhw'n dathlu nhw lawr. Falle nhw'n ddechrau dathlu nawr yn cyrraedd rhai'r cefnogwyr, Mark.
Ie, falle dathlu yn y stafell newid. Da ni glod y sŵn am, mae'n siŵr pan ydych chi'n mewn i'r stafell newid. Ie, ond da ni'n mwysyn nhw'n dathlu chdi bach mwy. Dwi'n oedd hi'n gêm ddiflas i weld ac di sgor yr oedd hi, ond ie, sa ti byth yn mwyn bod wedi ennill gyngred, yn set?
Maen nhw'n hen gyfarwydd o fe erbyn hyn, ond i wneud e fan hyn hefyd, yng nghartre Quay Connah sydd wedi cipio'r bencampwriaeth, yr unig tîm sydd wedi agos yn ddiweddar. Fi'n gwybod, does na ddim dathliadau gwallgo, mae rai bod e'n golygu tipyn iddyn nhw.
Ond wrth gwrs, dwi'n gwybod rwan bod nhw'n cipio'r 15fed bencampwriaeth na, a fydden nhw'n dechrau ymlaen rwan i rownd derfynol Cwpan Cymru. Yma'r 6 wythnos, efallai fy'n ar y chwaraewyr sy'n bod ar y fainc ac dod yn y garfan yn cael amser ar y cae rwan, a fydden nhw ganolbwyntio wan ar gael chwaraewyr newydd i mewn ystod rhaf i'r ymgyrch yna yn Ewrop.
Ie, wrth gwrs, cofio adeg ma haf diwetha, yn y reolwr arall wrth y lliw, Anthony Limbrick, Craig Harrison sy'n na erbyn hyn, a beth sy'n digwydd, mae yna bencampwriaeth arall. Dewch i ni glywed gyda fe, mae fe gyda Sioned.
Craig, huge congratulations. Cymru Premier Champions, that doesn't sound too bad, does it?
Not at all, no, it's fantastic. You know, obviously, lads have done fantastic. To get it won now, you know, still with 5 games left, it's testimony to the boys in the dressing room. You know, they've got a fantastic mentality, winning mentality. Obviously, we didn't get a win today. It's a tough game and tough conditions, but we're stuck in there, clean sheets. If we're not going to win the game, then we want a clean sheet and, you know, and another clean sheet. So, got to take your hat off to the boys and the staff.
Yeah, and a tough opposition in Connah's Quay, but you needed the point. That's exactly what you got. It says a lot about this squad, like you just said, and the characters that you have in there.
Yeah, it does. You know, we've got a lot of experience. We've got a lot of lads who work hard, good professionals, and, you know, and fantastic staff as well. So, you know, the testimony is to the boys that have been here for a long time, because it's the relentlessness, the not getting sick of winning, and, you know, and it's something that I'm big on. And, you know, I'm very, very lucky to have a good squad and good staff. What I have, they've got that mentality and the winning mentality.
Your 15th trophy as a manager, that's not too bad.
It's not, no, it's nice, it is.
Nice little number.
Yeah, it is, yeah. Yeah, let's hope it's 16 soon.
Craig, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, no problem, thank you.
Yn edrych am y cwpan nesa yn barod yn bencampwyr. 1 gol sydd wedi bod heno mewn 2 gêm, ond am gol, am fuddigoliaeth, Aberystwyth di ennill yng Nghaernarfon o gol i ddim. Cynafon 10 yn y diwedd, Niall Flint gath y gol. Mae Mark Williams gyda fi, mae hwnna'n teimlo fel tripwynt enfawr i Aberystwyth, Mark.
Yndi, mae 5 gêm o'r tymor y weddill, mae'n di cael bwlch yna, sy'n di colli yno. Dos ar dal 4 pwynt i ffwr a Pontypridd yn chwarae'r Flint.
4 pwynt yn rhwng pawb, no? Fi'n gwybod yna gemau fori, ond mae'n mor agor.
Ie, dyna beth i ddiddorol. Sein yn gorffan gyfartal fori. Efallai sy'n disgwyl hwrthodd giro erbys, ond so di Flint a Pontypridd yn gyfartal. Mae'n dod yn 5 gêm holl bwysig, a hynna'n gêm a bwysicach rhan, mae'n siŵr na hynna sy'n brwydro am le yn Ewrop.
Wel ie, mae'r sylw'n troi ti a pwy fydd yn aros yn y gyngrair. Dyna'r brig i chi cadarnhad pwy yw'r pencampwyr. A ni'n mynd i glywed nesaf gan y gŵr sydd wedi ennill bencampwriaeth mwy nag unrhyw un arall yn hanes y gyngrair yma. Mae hynny newydd. Mae wedi creu hanes yn y 5 munud diwetha. Mae Chris Farriott gyda Sioned.
Chris, it was inevitable. You had to wait probably a little bit longer than you guys would have wanted. You finally got your hands on the league title. How does it feel?
Yeah, brilliant. Obviously, been waiting a few weeks now. Obviously, we've had a few sloppy results, but made up to finally get over the line. It's nice to do it here as well.
Chris, you're now officially the most decorated player in the history of the Welsh League. Just how does that feel? Can you sum that up for us?
Yeah, proud moments. Obviously been here for a long time. I'm just really proud to play for TNS for so long, and really hope to win a couple more.
We've just heard your manager, speak about the winning mentality that this TNS side have. What's now for the rest of the season? Of course, you've got the Welsh Cup final. Does all the focus turn onto that? Are you already looking ahead to Europe?
No, just the league. We want to get as many points as we can in the league, and that'll obviously breed hopefully a good performance in the Welsh Cup. If we slack off now, it won't bode well for that. So we've got to be professional, train well week in, week out, and I'm sure we'll be fine.
I've got to ask, you guys just needed the point tonight, but Connah's Quay, they did make you work this evening.
They did. They always do here, don't they? It was a tough game, especially second half. Thought they put a bit of pressure on us, but yeah, it felt comfortable.
Chris, huge congratulations. Go and celebrate with the boys.
Thanks very much. Cheers.
Thanks, Chris. Thank you.
Llongyfarchiadau mawr iddo fe. Mae'r dathlu wedi dechrau yn y stafell newid gyda llawn. Ni'n gallu clywed nhw. Mae'r sŵn wedi cynyddu. Dim quite ymlaen 11, ond mae'n bach mwy o sŵn. Mae rhaid ni edrych nôl ar y gêm yma. Di-sgôr, fi'n gwybod, ond o ran perfformiad amddiffynol Quay Connah, cwpl o gyfleoedd yn hwyr hefyd, ond y gŵr yn y gol, ni wedi bod yn gwylio fe drwy tymor, Andy Firth, noson arbennig iddo fe yma.
Oed, dyna pa modd i'n ddisgôr yn arbeidiadau nath oedd hwnna'n yn un o didog. Hon, chydig bach haws iddo fo, syth ato fo, ond hwnna, Dan Davies yn chael un sydyn, ond hon fel y gynta, mae Cmanas yn ceisio chrymannu teg at y postyn pella na, ond fydd o'n gobeithio fydd Conor Roberts ag asibiant, mae bob ymwysodwr eisiau resgu dair, ond mae'r golgydwad eisiau'r y fannau gair hefyd.
Ie, mae fe'n golygu llawer. Craig Harrison fyna'n gweud, os nag yn chi ennill, ni ddim yn sildio gol. Mae tîm y rheoli chwaraewyr, maen nhw'n ymfalchuon y pethau bach yma.
Yndi, maen nhw, ac fel amddiffynwr, ti eisiau cadw llechan lan, fel ymwysodwr, ti eisiau sgor o golia. Ac fath efo'r golwyr, maen angen cadw llechan lan, dyna maen nhw'n cael eu talu i wneud wrth gwrs ar blaenwyr i sgorio'r golia yna. Ac mae'n bwysig, ac dwi'n gwybod dwi'n abod Craig Harrison, a fydd o'n benderfynol fod nhw'n wedi geisio ennill y 5 gêm nesaf yma rwan, fydd nhw'n mynd i ymlacio. Efallai fydd y chwaraewyr yn newid, fydd yn dechrau ac ar y fainc ac yn y blaen, ond fydd nhw dal yn benderfynol marfar yn gadarn ac yn gryf yn ystod yr wythnosau nesaf. Fydd nhw eisiau sicrhau'r dwbl unwaith eto.
Ie, dwbl arall. Beth sy'n ddifyr hefyd, falle sydd ddim yn ar goll yw, pwynt da i Quay Connah, fydd nhw'n siŵr yn hapus da hwnna. Pan chi'n meddwl am cyd-destun pen y bont, falle'n colli pwyntiau, faint mor bwysig gallu hynny fod?
Ie, wrth gwrs, maen nhw'n siŵr chwarae y seintiau, dwi'n meddwl, gêm o'r tymor hefyd, felly gael pwynt yma yn ebyn y pencampwyr heno yn wedyn pwynt gwerthfawr hefyd. Mae'n pawb sy'n chwarae seintiau unwaith eto, ond dod i benni wedi canlyniadau fory ar hyn o bryd. Mae Quay Connah efo bwlch o 4 pwynt. Ac os nhw'n chwarae yn amddiffyn yn gadarn a pyd ildio yn ebyn tîm eraill, mae'n mynd i fod yn agos iawn am y ras na mae'r ail safle.
Colli pwyntiau tymor diwetha, colli lle yn Ewrop, bydden nhw eisiau cael hynny nôl. Marc, diolch yn fawr iawn am y cwmni. Ni wedi gweld pencampwriaeth arall yn cael ei sicrhau gan y seintiau newydd. Felly, nawr, mae'r cyfnod rhyngwladol yn dechrau wythnos nesaf, ac i ni, ac i chi hefyd, dyma sut mae fe'n dechrau. Cymru Ec yn Lloegr, ni'n mynd i Altrincham nos Fawrth nesaf. Mae'n fyw unwaith eto ar eich teledu clyfar chi ar y we hefyd, am achlysur oddi ar yr ofal blwyddyn diwetha. Gobeithio am noson debyg. Sa'n siŵr os bydd hi'n bedair i ddim. Chi byth yn gwybod, di-sgôr fan hyn, pwynt yr un, ond y pwynt yn golygu'r bencampwriaeth eto i'r seintiau newydd. A hynny am y 15fed tro. Llongyfarchiadau enfawr iddyn nhw. Wel, o'n i chi, cyn bo hir, hwyl fawr i chi.